WTIM.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome into our WTIM Pana Morning Show, brought to you by our title sponsor, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. I got it. Sponsor sheet right here. Didn't have the sponsor sheet ready, folks. Pizza Man, Norton's Hardware, Your Pana Save a Lot, Whiskey Bill Saloon, and Liquor Emporium, the City of Pana, and Locked and Loaded Limited. All of our sponsors here for the WTIM Pana Morning Show. In studio, we have Dr. Bill Byers, owner of Byers Chiropractic and Stealth Wellness in Pana. Thank you so much, Doctor, for being here with us.
Good to be here.
Absolutely. So I want to learn all about you and, of course, this Stealth Wellness today, but you're a pretty well-known guy in Pana. Talk to us just about what you do with Byers Chiropractic. How long have you been over there?
Sure. Most people know me as a doctor of chiropractic. I've been in practice for 39 years there in Pana. I grew up in Pana.
Wow.
So, but what they might not know is that I also have a bachelor's degree in human biology and a master's of science degree in nutrition and human performance. So now that my nephew, Dr. Herbert's joined the practice, it's allowed me to be able to focus more on the nutritional side of things. I've created the business of Stealth Wellness. My tagline is from under the radar to improving health.
Cool.
So my goal with that is not only, well, I guess I should say I have a local platform, which I mainly want to talk about today, but I also have some online platforms like a podcast, the website, and the membership site that's coming probably the beginning of the year. So, but with Dr. Herbert being there, so let me focus on this. I've done a lot of this over the years, but I just haven't been able to advertise it because the chiropractic side has just kept me so busy. So now that I'm able to do that, part of what that Stealth Wellness locally looks like is we do blood work.
Cool.
Kind of blood work is the gold standard, kind of to metabolically see what's going on with the patient. And then some other things that a lot of people might not know about on the functional medicine testing, or like food sensitivity testing, some nutrition, and we talk about food, we talk about some of the supplements and those types of things. So there's also a lot of neurotransmitter issues as those two are connected.
Absolutely. So Stealth Wellness, we're going to be probably hitting some topics today that might be new to some people, just from getting blood work done. People get their blood work done, but maybe not for this reason. So just talk to us about some of the things you are testing initially, and then where you go from there. I know you're also involved with the nutrition aspect of it. Also, you're giving people a lot of options to proceed there.
Right. I like to know what they want, what their goals are. I mean, they come in, that's one of the first questions I ask them, what's your goal? Because what I might think they need is different than what they actually want. So we get their goals. So then we decide what testing might be appropriate. But a lot of times we start with that baseline. So that usually looks like, for most people, there's some depending on what their goal is, but most of them will order like 10 different blood tests. That sounds like a lot, and it is a lot. And people are thinking, oh my gosh, that'll cost me a fortune. But what I do, part of my plan is that I pass along a lot of my discounts to the patients so that we can develop this overall protocol. So it's much more affordable that way. So we want to look at things like the blood lipids, the cholesterols, all those types of things, some thyroid stuff. Some lesser known ones might be like a GGD for gallbladder, GGT for gallbladder type stuff. We get the complete metabolic panel, CBC, vitamin D. That's super, super important. Everybody should really be checking their vitamin D levels. That's for immune system and for health in general. Most studies are really showing the importance of that. So, and to kind of tie into that, we also talk about good sun exposure because the sun's kind of been demonized, but that's really a simple, effective health strategy is to get a good sun exposure.
Sure. You're going to be making a lot of people aware of things that they weren't even thinking about. Vitamin D, it's not a thing I'm thinking about getting in my daily diet, but just learning about what these can do for you, it's going to be very important. Sun exposure, like you said, I mean, we've hammered sunscreen and staying out of the sun on hot days, but there are places for these types of things. So,
obviously you don't want to burn. That's a problem. We don't want to burn because that causes a lot of damage and things like that. But we really need that sun exposure to activate things within our brain. So really wearing sunglasses all the time might not be the best thing either. So we can, I get into the reasons for that A lot of times with patients. So we get those baseline a lot of times. We don't do with all of them because some patients come in and say, hey, I really have this hormone issue. So we do some different tests like the Dutch test, which gives us a lot of information on the hormones. But whichever one of those tests we do, a lot of times I also have them fill out a week's worth of what they're eating, because what we eat is what we are, basically. So we want to know, and it's not for me to scold people because they're putting down they ate a candy bar or something like that. But it's for me to take an overall look at what the macros are. And the macros, we were just talking about that, the proteins, good fats, carbohydrates, those types of things. So we want to see if those are kind of out of balance. It's also important that I get the number of hours they sleep each night. Bowel movements, that's something that makes people a little uncomfortable talking about sometimes, but we want to know because that tells me kind of what's going on with things. So we bring all of those things together, and then I also have them fill out a metabolic assessment form. It's just a questionnaire that kind of clumps these questions together that tells me, okay, we might have a blood sugar handling issue, or we might have a gallbladder issue. So how they answer those questions and how they score on that sheet tells me. So yeah, I bring all those things together, and then I help develop a protocol or where are we moving forward. So what can we do a little bit better on what you're eating? How can we help you sleep better? All those types of things. And then again, it's not to make big changes, it's make little changes.
Sure.
Because most people, if you make those little changes, over time, you're going to stay with them.
Sure. So the research is done. You found what you needed to for a patient there, and you have a lot of different ways you can go with treatment. Can we just learn about some of these ways that might interest people out there?
Sure. Like I mentioned, some of it is just lifestyle changes, just little bitty things that they can do. What you might buy differently in the store. I talk about reading labels, what to look for on labels. And if we have two products and one has something in it that is going to be better than the other thing, choose the one that has the better ingredients in it. So talk about that. If there's something that's showing deficient on these tests, then we focus on those. A lot of people might have some digestive issues, especially if they're not digesting their fats very well. They're not going to digest their fat-soluble vitamins very well. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin.
Wow.
Super important. So I've had some patients that actually are taking a supplement of vitamin D, but the blood tests don't show that they're getting it into their body. So then we dig deeper. So in those individuals, we look at maybe some digestive enzymes to help their body to be able to digest those fats, kind of help jumpstart that system. A lot of it depends on whether they still have their gallbladder or don't have their gallbladder. We might talk about a few things activity-wise. Some people are very inactive. Just getting active with simple things can make a big difference. Some people want to get more involved with that, and I can help them do that. So little things like that.
Easy things to implement in your life. And sometimes it just takes a doctor telling you what it is you need to do. Because you often have thoughts throughout the day, well, maybe I should be doing more exercise, but you don't exactly know what type of exercise. So Dr. Bill Byers, ready to help you out there.
Yeah, and another big thing is stress. Stress. It's out there and you're not going to get away from it. Yeah. But how the body handles it is huge. So we talk about that a lot. A lot of times we'll see that on the symptoms metabolic questionnaire too, or through some other testing where the cortisol is high, those types of things. So when we have a big issue there, we talk about that, the adrenal glands. Sometimes we have to support those with certain nutrients. And we talk about the different things that can help lower stress. So, and the hard part's getting the implementation. We all fall back into those, life is just life, and it comes at us pretty hard sometimes.
Yeah. We've talked some of these lifestyle changes that are pretty easily implementable there. But what are some of the more novel things that you might have people do that they have maybe never heard of? We talked red light therapy. That sounds interesting.
Right. I also have implemented the far-infrared sauna. I think that is one of the best things a person can do. It's not always convenient for people to do because they don't want to go out and spend thousands of dollars to have one in their home. So, but for health purposes, to sweat, raising the body temperature can again be a super important thing to be able to help with a lot of things, from heat shock proteins to detoxifying. And the different types of saunas can make a difference, but a lot of times people get wrapped up into what type of sauna. This one, I hear this expert say that, this expert say this is the better one. My bottom line is we just need to get you sweating. Okay.
Easy enough right there. You feel like a different person when you walk out of that sauna. I don't care if it's.
So we utilize the far infrared at the office.
I know there's like the rock, you pour water on rock. And that's a
Yeah,
different type of thing.
that's not the far infrared.
Okay.
That's just more that heats the outside
Cool.
temperature, the ambient temperature to make you
Cool.
sweat. So you heat from the outside in. With the far infrared, you kind of the wavelengths penetrate deeper in the tissues, heat the tissues. So you kind of heat from the inside out a little bit more.
Like you said, all about just sweating and getting those bad toxins out. And there's plenty of other health benefits.
Yes.
You saw this right there. I love it. Doctor, we had to take ourselves a break. We got plenty more to talk about when we come back. This is Dr. Bill Byers, owner of Byers Chiropractic in Pana and Stealth Wellness, which we've been talking all about. We're going to learn more about Stealth Wellness when we come back here on this WTIM Pana Morning Show.
Your information station, WTIM.
Noren's Hardware is a local family-owned store offering a wide selection of quality hardware supplies at competitive prices. Whether you need plumbing supplies or electrical supplies, you're sure to find what you need at Noren's Hardware Store, including ice melt, shovels, gloves, heat tape, pipe insulation, portable heaters, and propane to get ready for the winter months. Our staff is committed to providing outstanding customer service and is ready to assist you. Visit our store at 55 Main Street in Pana today.
Dinner time just got easier with Pizza Pana. Enjoy great food that includes amazing pizza, tasty pasta, salad bar, and chili. On Monday nights, enjoy the spaghetti special with garlic bread and a side salad for $8. On Tuesday nights, come in for the lasagna special with garlic bread and a side salad for $9. On Wednesday nights, grab yourself an individual pizza and side salad for $9. Pizza Pana is proud to be serving Pana and the surrounding areas with great Italian food since 1985.
Here's Cousin Bill from Illinois Paving.
Are you tired of grass in your driveway? Are you tired of buying rock every year, man? Are you tired of the grass and the cracks and the potholes? Or maybe you just need a better solution for your farm road or a large driveway in the country. Something cleaner, something neater. Illinois Paving has many solutions for many budgets. So call the crew today at Illinois Paving. We can help.
Attention hunters and gun owners, you must get to Locked and Loaded Sportsman Paradise in Pana. Take the short drive and shop Central Illinois' premier gun shop. Come see the huge inventory of firearms, ammo, hunting supplies, and accessories. In stock now, custom designed Locked and Loaded t-shirts and headgear. Brush up on your shooting skills at the indoor range featuring 7 shooting lanes. If it has to do with firearms or hunting, you'll find it at Locked and Loaded on Route 16 East in Pana. Locked and Loaded, open 6 days a week. Like them on Facebook.
Now you can listen to WTIM on any Amazon Alexa-enabled device. There are 3 easy steps. Step 1.
Download the free Alexa app by going to the App Store on your mobile device.
Step 2. Enable our skill by going to the menu, select Skills, and then find WTIM News Talk. Open the skill.
Step 3. Activate the skill by saying, Alexa, play WTIM News Talk.
That's all there is to it.
And to stop the WTIM stream, just say, Alexa, stop.
WTIM News Talk, now on the Amazon Alexa app.
To learn more about Rolling Meadows Senior Living in Taylorville and the apartments they have available, click on their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Jansen's Heating and Air is the home of Dr. Comfort, focusing on customer care for heating and air conditioning across Central Illinois for some 35 years. Find out their services, specials, and coupons by clicking their icon on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back into this WTIM Pana Morning Show, brought to you by our title sponsor, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, along with Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Your Pana Save-A-Lot Whiskey, Bill's Saloon and Liquor Emporium, the City of Pana, and Locked and Loaded Limited. In this segment of this WTIM Pana Morning Show, Dr. Bill Byers in studio, owner of Byers Chiropractic and Stealth Wellness in Pana. This one's been all about Stealth Wellness. Really cool to learn all about this. Let's just dive a little bit deeper into the directions you can go once you do get all of the testing done with a patient. Red light therapy. I want to dive into that a little bit. Describe that. Break that down for people that have never heard of that before.
Right. And before we get into that, again, I usually will, if there's some nutritional deficiencies, I'd mentioned that in the first segment, that we'll make some recommendations for people and we build out a protocol for them on that side of things. But the red light, yes, becoming more and more well known and because it helps so many things. We talked before the show about the mitochondria.
Yes.
Anything that improves mitochondria function is going to be helpful because that's the energy production of the body. So, and energy is life, and we all want the more of that, the better, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so this red light therapy, it is the certain types of light, the red, which is the visible, and the near infrared, which is invisible. And there's different wavelengths, and different wavelengths of that can do different things for the body. There's a lot of people, and there's a lot of stuff on a lot of the platforms as far as for beauty. So a lot of people might know red light as far as helping improve wrinkles, things like that, because it helps with the collagen productions. So there's also from an arthritis perspective, it helps with some pain. And then it also, for skin conditions, very good for that. One of the main things I utilize it for is more of the mitochondrial component of things that help. Again, anybody that has any issues with any energy, those types of things, or just for general overall healing, it's going to be beneficial. A lot of sports programs do it, or they'll use it for recovery because it helps the body recover faster after a workout, those types of things.
So cool to hear the future of health and wellness with us right now, and just learning. Of course, the thing we all remember from science class is mitochondria, powerhouse of the cell. But it's cool to be hearing it worked into our daily life like this, and how you really can benefit from it. Any other words on stealth wellness that people would want to hear right now? And if they are hearing this, how can they get in contact? How can they sign up for their first appointment?
Right. If they want to call, we also have the website, stealthwellness.com, which we'll be talking a little bit about here shortly. But they can call the office. The number is 217-562-2222. If they call Byers Chiropractic, they'll be able to direct them also to that. And with that, if they're unsure, a lot of times we'll just take their name and number. I'll give them a call back, see if they're a fit for what we do. And if it is, they come into the office. I have done some Zoom consults, so telemedicine type of thing with the Stealth Wellness. It is one of those businesses that I'm able to do that. I do have some patients that are in other states that I consult, and they're able to order through my full script account the supplements, or get them somewhere else. Just that's a big thing too that I see, as people a lot of times don't really know where to get their supplements. A lot of times the big box stores aren't really the place to get your vitamins and supplements. And I go into the reasoning when I talk to them about that. Sure. So
big rise of creatine and protein powders out there. You're buying them from any random store. So I would like to get the lowdown on
creatine's really made a comeback. Really there's a lot of stuff on that.
Drink your water.
A lot of things kind of come around where it used to be like the eggs thing was really bad for you, and now eggs are real good for you type of. So now creatine's kind of, and there are some really good properties for creatine.
Cool. So, I mean, you really can't go wrong with Stealth Wellness. You might as well learn more things about your body. You can make simple lifestyle changes. Doesn't have to be too invasive. And you can really put your life on a better track than when you first walked in.
That's
so
right.
Really, really cool.
Right.
In our last couple of minutes here, let's talk that online component, because you do offer a lot of things right there.
Yes, we've got that. But one of my overall goals, and especially the online component, is to help people connect the dots between the human health, soil health, animal health, plant health, which is the food for health, and then planet health, which is the environment. I think we need to be cognizant and aware of all of those types of things. So that's my goal. So in order to do that, I've created a podcast. We've got the website. Beginning of the year, I hope to have a membership site up and running to where I can get more in depth on some things, because a lot of health and food issues, some of those are controversial. Over this last few years, some things have been censored online when you get to talking about the wrong topics or the right topics, whichever way you want to look at it. So that membership guide is going to allow me to be able to do that. Just to give you an example, I know we were discussing this too. Here in September, I'm going to be attending a regenerative healthcare conference at the Rodale Institute out in Pennsylvania. And the Rodale Institute, they're an organic farm and campus, and they limit this to 75 healthcare practitioners. So one of the cool things that they're doing, they've got a whole 4-day lineup for us. But one of the cool things is they're actually taking their program from the Rodale Institute and the farm, and they're taking that food and they've partnered with St. Luke's, a hospital out there. So they have a farm to hospital food model program. So that's going to be very interesting to see because like I mentioned earlier, food can make a big difference in health. So what we eat makes a big difference. So somebody that's not, so if they're sick or not healthy, if you're feeding them better food, so it's going to be interesting. And there's going to be other cool, one author of the book, What Your Food Ate. Most people don't realize or even think about what our food eats because we're eating that food. So it has to eat those and bring those minerals into the food component before we eat it and get it.
So much to be aware of here. And it feels great to be on this frontier of health and wellness and in ways that we can really control with our food and our lifestyle. Dr. Bill Byers, we are totally out of time. One more time with that phone number people can call for
217-562-2222.
Doctor, thank you for being here with me today.
Thanks a lot, Tim.
Absolutely. Dr. Bill Byers, owner of Byers Chiropractic and Stealth Wellness in Pana. This has been the WTIM Pana Morning Show.
Campaign is focusing on battleground states